In 1914, Ford offered its workers double the market average wage and a shorter working day. This minimised employee turnover. Henry Ford said he wanted to help his workers to have a life, not just a living. He was the granddaddy of productivity in the sector. The UK is seeing real evidence of economic growth, yet productivity is still stuck at 2008 levels. That's the productivity puzzle. The most significant levels of productivity increase are in the automotive sector. So what can we learn from them? I'm off to meet James Sproul, Chief Economist and Director of Policy at the Institute of Directors. It's a business organisation for company directors, business leaders and entrepreneurs. I want to know what he thinks of the productivity puzzle. The automotive sector is often held as a beacon of productivity.
Productivity in the automotive sector has been extraordinarily good, and not just in terms of how many people does it take to manufacture that single unit of an automobile. And I think it's extraordinarily useful to remember that complexity of that unit has gone up substantially, and the quality has gone up substantially. So everything about it, it's a better made product, made by fewer people, made more efficiently. Everything about productivity in that circumstance has been good.
I've come to Unipart, a company that prides itself on its productivity, to find out just how they do it. What is it about the automotive sector that makes it the poster child of productivity?
So 25 years ago, the automotive industry was the source of the problem, not the source of the solution. It had to look over the edge of a precipice and almost disappear for it to change. And then it did. And it began its 25-year journey to the point where today our automotive industry is globally competitive.
What can other sectors learn then from the automotive sector?
The things that the automotive industry have learned to do is to continuously optimize the use of resources and service delivery. That's what it looks like on the surface. But you have to get behind it and understand it's a whole philosophy of thinking and working, which is deployed in a synchronized way throughout the entire supply chain of the automotive industry.
The automotive sector has been one of the driving forces behind the UK's economic recovery. Here at the Institute for Advanced Manufacturing and Engineering, Unipart influences and trains the next generation of engineers so that graduates have the skills industry needs. Collaborations like this between universities and industry are crucial. Is it like having a faculty on the factory floor?
That is exactly what it is. It gives us a facility where we can train people, they can understand in a safe environment. I call it our sandpit, where people can come and play and test and trial and learn before we roll out into industry. The face of manufacturing is totally changing, and I think we're on the verge of another revolution, another evolution of manufacturing. And if we don't increase our technical ability, we won't be competitive, we won't be more productive.
Tell me about a problem that you spotted on the production line and then how you solved that and made it more productive.
An example from last week is that there was too much scrap being produced on one of our exhaust products. So as a group, we got a cross-functional team together where we involved teams from people like quality, engineering, the team members who actually work with the product on a day-to-day basis, and the customer themselves to work out a way that we can actually solve this issue and prevent scrap from reoccurring.
Hello, I'm here to see John Cridland.
He'll be out in just a minute.
Thank you. What can other sectors learn from the automotive sector?
So I think what's happened with automotive is they have focused very, very significantly on the market they're seeking to serve. And then the industry has also begun to do something which I think is very exciting. They're strengthening their supply chain. They're deepening their supply chain.
One of the reasons why the car industry is the poster child for productivity is because their key driver is outperforming the competition. And productivity is the engine that drives that growth. Mike Flewitt, you're the CEO of McLaren Automotive, a company that's outperformed a sector that's already ahead of the productivity curve.
What in particular do you think that other industries, other sectors might be able to learn from what you've been doing here at McLaren, what the car industry has been doing?
If you look at the car industry as a whole, it is about that efficient use of resources. It's about eliminating waste. So that for every person that comes to work, their time, which is a key resource, for every pound or dollar you spend on engineering or on tooling, every element of that, if you can get more out of it and eliminate the non-value added, eliminate the things that don't give a customer return, don't contribute to revenue, the more you streamline that and eliminate that, then the more efficient your business is going to be.
And how important is it to bring in outside help, a fresh pair of eyes to look at the business?
And one of the things I'm very keen on is that we don't become insular. We don't just learn from the knowledge that we have in here today. We do drive that, but we look to outside people. So we work with our suppliers, who in many cases are expert in the process of the components that they're building. We work with partners. We have partners like Unipart, who've done a lot to help us drive the logistics processes in our business and drive efficiencies there. We also work with academic institutions who will come in and look at what we're doing.
The automotive sector is always looking at ways to improve productivity through lean manufacturing, collaborating closely with higher education, training and upskilling its staff, engaging them, and always adopting best practices across the board. They are the masters of productivity, and other sectors need to follow their example to replicate their success. Find out more useful information about boosting your productivity in our next film, Transferring Productivity Lessons to the Public Sector.